Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good Wednesday midweek, August 24th. We got some stuff to look at. New penny stock, a lot of hype on. Bed Bath & Beyond, they got funding, big rally, sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. We have a Twitter you can follow us on at Happy Money YT, and a Discord server. Link for that is in the description. Free to join. Jump on, be sure it plays. So yeah, I actually haven't seen the details of it. I'm not sure if they've been released, but BBBY after close yesterday got a loan funding for I think 350 million. I don't know what the terms are or the rates or anything, but that is bullish for the company. And one could say, like Citadel, they're doing so well this year, they got a loan. At any rate, the loan does, what did I read about it? It is a, what was the term? First in, last out. So basically, it's, the lenders are, it basically shows confidence in who's lending it to them. I've totally forgot about all the details I was going to share. The BBBY jobs were listed. I haven't really mentioned that. One reason is it's good. You know, it's probably not, doesn't mean too much, honestly, either direction. Here's a nice write-up on the BBBY jobs. They have 1,300 jobs, 1,500 jobs listed. Most of them aren't new. This DD goes into it really well, though, compares it to other companies. Basically, this is pretty common practice this time of year, spooling up for Christmas, I would assume. And if you compare it to the other companies, it's actually it's less than the other companies are hiring for at this time. So it really doesn't mean a whole lot as far as, oh, they're not going bankrupt because they're hiring people, which, you know, Lehman Brothers, all that, and the company's not going to say we're going bankrupt. They're going to seem probably the strongest before they go bankrupt. Yeah, so I don't think it's going bankrupt anytime soon. I think they would have offered shares if they were. Them getting a loan is bullish and doesn't make me seem like they're going bankrupt. End of the month news, I don't think it's going to be bankruptcy. That's typically not news that they announce early that they're going to share good news. So I think the play's still on for Bed Bath & Beyond. Today's news was pretty bullish. We're kind of seeing, we're going to see people, there's backholders on this for sure. So any big rip, we're going to see people trying to get out of their positions until the momentum fully shifts back to the bullish side. And then after it starts to rally for a day, maybe two, then we're going to see some FOMOing back in. So these initial first bumps of bullish news or hype or whatever, it's going to be met with a lot of selling pressure, which I think that's what we're just kind of seeing today, because some people are probably able to get out of some of their contracts, either with losses or profits, and as well as shares, because that is definitely happening. So I think we could still fill this gap, this 829 gap. Potentially that's 6 gap. But if the news is really bullish on that they announce, which is probably not going to be super bullish, but could be pretty good. They only have until, I guess, a week now. Next Wednesday is the last day of the month. And they said end of month. So should be sometime in the next week, the BBBY news. Other things going on. GameStop didn't really follow, like pre-market it moved up with BBBY, but sold off pretty heavy today, down 3%, and it is still kind of building that, it's still kind of diverging on the RSI as well as a bullish MACD. So I'd say the OPEX run is off the table. We do still have SLD, and we still have tomorrow where it could run from that. Could be 10%, could be 20%. I mean, this run was from basically the end of an SLD period. I don't think we're gonna get that, but I could be wrong. I mean, this came right after a big sell-off, so we'll see. If it's tons of volume, then could be that, but my expectations are probably a rally the next 2 days, and I would assume probably in this like 35 range, nothing crazy, just back up to kind of equilibrium on the week, and probably max pain as well. The max pain right now is 35.75. That's the price where the most options expire out of the money. So this will probably come down tomorrow, maybe to 35, maybe 35 and a quarter. And I think GME will probably rally up to that in the next day or two. We do have PAL and Jackson Hole, so that'll probably have a damper one way or the other, either down or up. But yeah, I think we should get a rally the next couple days, combined maybe with some SLD. We'll see. There is still this divergence on the daily here. If we get a candle basically below this low here, we're getting close. The 3210 didn't quite hit it today. That divergence will be off, and it's possible we get that tomorrow morning before we see some upside, or even today. Oh no, oh shoot, 1 minute. Getting my play. I actually wasn't planning on doing a video. Spies dumping. I'm gonna get a spy call. I'm not gonna have time. Oh, actually I have 15 minutes after close. That's right, I forgot. I'm just getting a call at the money. Oh, dude, I don't even have funds. Yeah, too much trading. No worries. Just buys it kind of in a choppy range right now anyway, so it just closed. It's building that second shoulder, like I was saying, as we're coming down. I was like, it looks like it's building a head and shoulders. And today's kind of confirming that. So getting choppy here. Really waiting on Powell, but it did kind of bounce today. I did make money on my call. I opened yesterday at close, which was just kind of anticipating it pulling higher out of this RSI, which it did today. I closed it right here at this consolidation. Didn't want to hold it too long. It was coming up here, and this was still pretty early in the morning where there's still some volatility, so I just closed it here. I was looking for resistance, this resistance back here, so I had a line at like 415.18, and it actually ended up hitting right at my line, but I closed a little earlier. No big deal. I was happy to get out of it because it was red all throughout here. Wow, look at that sell volume to close. So yeah, GME moved with the market sort of today. Yeah, a little bit. It's definitely more bearish on it, but had some ups and downs with it, more or less. Yeah, even there in the end. However, if you look at GameStop, and I've mentioned this before, and I'm noticing it again, and I don't know why I'm not getting exposure to it, but basically we crossed bearish on the MACD as well as red under the moving average. So I mentioned it back here on 818. Like, it looks like we're coming down. It's possible we get a bounce out of this, but this is a longer term downtrend, unless if we get a SLD or OPEX run, which most likely would have happened today. We could get SLD still tomorrow, but we're starting from down here now, not up here, so it's a big difference. But yes, if you notice the price action, ever since they announced the split, so the record date of the split, which was, I think, here, our run-ups have been gradual, and our run-downs have been more aggressive. So it's like gradual, and then aggressive, gradual, and now it's aggressive. This isn't like super gradual, but this is steeper, and this is more aggressive than a run-up. And prior, it's been the opposite. We've had these violent rip up, and then it'll be a gradual sell-off. You know, like this. Huge rip up, long, gradual sell-off. So it's kind of interesting how the price actions change to these fast downsides and slow upsides. And for the options, really the better way to play that would be with puts. So, I mean, you can run the rally up, but velocity is where you're going to make the most return gains on options if you're going long calls or long puts. So really capturing the top, seeing the double top, seeing the resistance back here, is kind of a wide range of resistance, and then playing the downside. Cover calls, of course, works too because it's had a big run. It's got some IV in there, but the downside have been more aggressive. I think we're gonna get a rally next 2 days, also because this thing is pulled so far from the 9 moving average. If you see, that's usually doesn't pull that far away from the 9 on the daily chart here. So here it pulled, and then we had this rally back up into it, and then here, if you look at all these times, even coming down or up, it usually doesn't get that far away from the 9. Here it got pretty far, and then it pulled back to that equilibrium. All throughout here, it stayed pretty close. This was a rally we haven't had in years. This broke records 10 days in a row, and how much gains that made actually was kind of interesting. But yeah, if you look, this is all grinding down on that 9 moving average. So the fact that the last 3 or 4 days we've kind of gapped fast enough to where we're so far away, I think that's also why we'll get a little relief rally coming into the end of the week, as well as max pain is higher, which should pull us up to that, I would imagine. And then we have this still have a divergence and bullish MACD. So yeah, we'll just see where that pulls us up to. 35 area is what I think, somewhere in that area. Peloton announced that they are going to start selling on Amazon. I literally closed these bullish plays like yesterday. This might have a continuation though. Tons of volume on it today. It's the most volume Peloton's had since February earnings. So this could definitely keep going. I pulled out of the play like yesterday or the day before. Took a small loss on it. I didn't know news was coming. I didn't like the TA started just breaking down. Gotta have patience. There's a couple calls that long plays that I just got out of, and I thought, well, the market's selling off coming into Powell, which makes sense. It's getting scared and kind of pricing in a bad news, so that once bad news comes out, it can rally on that. So I kind of got out of some of my bullish stuff, but some stuff still going good. Weber's working well. The penny stock I got into, it's funny actually, I got into it before. I don't know if I even mentioned it on YouTube, but I put on Discord. Got into it before just because the borrow fee was the highest on iBorrow at one point. It's HSDT. And yeah, the borrow fee, look at this thing, is at like 642. So if you just go to iBorrow desk, you can see this one's, oh yeah, PGY is another one. Fade. Yeah, so I mean, this is something you can look at. If you just trade on this, you might not have a good time, but I'm actually familiar with a lot of these ones on the top now. It's funny. But yeah, so anyways, I saw it on here, and that's literally all I saw, and then I saw the price, and I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it. So I got some shares of it. And then I actually ended up selling out, which is fine. It hasn't made too much of a move yet. But here's on our Discord. So kind of got hyped up today in Discord. You guys went kind of crazy. But on, what was this, 810, I guess. Yeah, on 810, I bought in. Let's see, that's general. Here's trades. Where is it? Yeah, that's the first time, I guess. It's weird it's in general. Where is it in trades? That's all today. Trades, general. Not showing it. Oh, there, 810. Okay, so I bought in on 810. It had a little rally, and then I was just kind of cutting longs because I'm thinking the market's gonna sell off a bit or whatever. So cut out of it. About break even, I think. And then I'm starting to see yesterday just like some Reddit posts, as well as like Investor Space or Place, a couple different articles talking about squeeze stocks, and had a lot of these ones on here, you know, ARPN or APRN, whichever it is, BBIG, Weber, you know, a lot of these ones that we're kind of looking at, and it had HSDT. I'm like, oh, what? And it kind of just talked about why it's a potential squeeze play, and I hadn't really heard about it. I just seen the borrow fee. So one of the things was the tiny market cap, or float rather. 27 million free float. Market cap's also small. What is the market cap on this thing? Market cap's 18 million. So the free float's tiny. So that's one way it could definitely become a squeeze. The borrow fee's super high. It's been shorted to levels. So I think they've had reverse splits, so the chart's not going to be quite right, but I think this is basically the lowest it's been. It's kind of hard to tell with the reverse splits, honestly, but 4.5 was probably the all-time low. Look at all this volume that's been coming in the last couple weeks, really. And even this day, just all this volume. I looked into it more, and their cash, so if you look at their annual, dude, I just can't talk without my ass. All right, oh, there it is. Total assets. The total assets is 12.5 million. That was last year, and their market cap now is 18 million. It was about the same as just their assets. They have no debt, and they have this new product, this new hardware that's I guess they have FDA approval on it, and it's they're like the only ones in the space for what it is. I don't know. There's a lot you can look into it. So I guess there is some bullish sentiment on it, just fundamentally, and all the other things looking at squeezy type play. So this thing definitely could pick up some momentum real quick. So I got shares of this thing. Might get more tomorrow, probably. I'm kind of trying to scale in a little bit on it. But my other trades, let's see. Close Rivian put, it was up pretty good. I averaged into my Weber. Weber is looking nice. It's another kind of squeezy hype play. We'll see. Good volume, staying right above that 9 moving average. Looking nice on there. Yeah. And then I closed my GPS. I didn't like the setup on that anymore. Did I close this? Did I close that today? Oh. I think no, I got into it, or I added. Yeah, I got into it. So 612 call debit spread on APRN. This is another one that can be a big mover. Another kind of squeezy type play. Good volume. Nice green over the 9 moving average. Bullish MACD. Kind of cooling off in this bull flag up here. It's pretty choppy, but we'll see. On the hourly, it's like it could be consolidating, or it could be kind of a double top before it comes down some. So not too sure on this one, but it looks good to me still. And then my other one I was looking at was, let's see. Oh yeah, Getty. So I like Getty. The chart, I'm not as bullish on this chart, so I might wait a little bit on this setup. It's got that bearish MACD and the red under the 9. It kind of looks like it's just consolidating a bull flag of sorts, but I just don't like that quite as much, that momentum. And APRN, so SPY call, and then I actually got a put today. Just did a little flip on a SPY put when it was at the top. Macy's calls totally dud. That thing dumped. Stupid. That was actually following a scanner, which I never follow, and that's why, because they just give out awful plays. I was like, I'll just try it. It had good earnings, good continuation. I still like BRCC. I think this one could move. Have these STBX shares. It's an IPO, traded multiple times a float first day, so this thing could have a big move still. It's shaken off yesterday's move actually, but this is another tiny float. 29 million, and then IPO date it traded 22 million. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. I'm confused. Maybe the float wasn't updated. I thought it was a lot smaller than that. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess it didn't quite trade the float. Free float's 29 million, and first day it traded 22 million, so not quite, but we'll see on that one. Then HSDT. Yeah, I'll probably average into this one. Really just waiting on Powell and Jackson Hole end of the week. For now, the market's pretty choppy and hard to really trade any direction unless you're trading it directionless, selling premium on options or whatever. Thanks for what I got. Thanks for watching. See you on Discord. Peace out.